When I opened my eyes, I thought the water in the bathtub was warm. It wasn't. It was my own blood. The tiles were slick beneath me, crimson streaks curling toward the drain like silk ribbons. My chest burned where the knife had been driven into me again and again. 17 times, I'd learn later. I counted the wounds by the way I breathed, short, uneven, wet. She stood over me, my wife, phone in hand, smiling. "Say cheese," she whispered, and the flash exploded. The man beside her laughed, far too casually for what they'd just done. He called me a fool and said I should have knocked. Then they walked out, leaving the bathroom light on. I heard their footsteps fade, the door slam, and a crushing quiet settle in behind them. My vision blurred, yet I remembered the sound of her heels. 3 steps, pause, 3 more, like punctuation to a sentence I hadn't finished reading. I tried to move. My fingers brushed the edge of my phone beneath the cabinet. I dialed one number, the only one that mattered. He answered on the first ring. "Brother," I rasped, choking on my blood. "Black site them. No bodies. No evidence. Make them vanish forever." The phone slid from my hand as the world went black. The hospital said I was lucky. I didn't feel lucky. They claimed it was a home invasion. I didn't correct them. I watched my wife cry on television. Big tears, fake. She begged for justice, called me her loving husband, insisted strangers had attacked me. The crowd sympathized. Cameras flashed. She looked beautiful in grief. I almost admired the performance. Almost. My brother came that night. He didn't speak at first. He just stared at the stitches, the tubes, the scars that would never fade. "You sure?" he finally asked. I nodded. "No bodies. Just clean work." He understood. We grew up in a house where words meant little, but silence meant everything. He left without another word. By the time I was discharged, he was already moving. I didn't go home. Not yet. I rented a small apartment downtown and paid in cash. From a distance, I watched her, morning runs, social events, and the way she held hands with him in the parking lot of the same motel where they planned my murder. Every move she made was predictable. Every lie rehearsed. I learned her patterns. When she left. When she called him. When she thought she was alone. I never called my brother again. I didn't need to. Sometimes I spotted a black SUV parked across from her house. Tinted windows, no plates. A silent message. Every night, I lay awake listening to the hum of the city. My wounds itched, burned, healed. But the memory didn't. It pulsed beneath my skin, reminding me of who I'd been. The fool in the bathtub. The man who loved a monster. It happened on a Thursday. I was reading when the phone rang. "Done," my brother said. He didn't elaborate, but the weight in his voice told the whole story. Things had disappeared forever. That night, I drove to the lake where we once took pictures together. The wind was cold, the water black and still. I threw her wedding ring first. It sank quickly, no ripple. Then the phone she used to record me dying. I had retrieved it before I left the house that day. The last photo she ever took was still on it. Me, naked and bleeding in the tub, her shadow looming over me. I deleted it slowly, one press, one erasure at a time. Then I stared at the empty screen and whispered, "You're gone." And for the first time in months, it felt true. The papers called it a double disappearance, her and her lover. No trace, no witnesses. Police searched her car, her office, his apartment. Nothing. Just absence. Friends reached out, asking if I was okay, telling me I must be devastated. I told them grief comes in waves. They didn't know it was the tide turning. A week later, my brother visited. No words, just a small black drive placed on the table. "Just in case," he said. I never opened it. Some things don't need eyes to be understood. He left. I poured a drink and stared at the wall for hours. The silence weighed more than any scream. 6 months passed. The scars faded to pale lines. My pulse steadied. My hands no longer trembled. Sometimes I wake and smell the bleach from that night. Sometimes I see her face in reflections that aren't mine. But mostly there's quiet. I live in it now like a man finally out of the storm, still tasting rain. People say revenge doesn't bring peace. They're wrong. It brings balance. And when I look in the mirror, I don't see a victim anymore, only a man who finished what they started. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.